Hi, I'm Marie, Children's Education Manager at the Ruth Bancroft Garden. Today, I'm going to take you on a tour of the garden to show you some of the amazing plants we have inside, and also let you see some of the fun sculptures we have on display this month as part of our annual sculpture show.
The collection inside has one thing in common. They all come from areas that have dry summers and wet winters. But there is a lot of green, although we do not have grass. I hope you're curious, and let's go inside. When you come into the garden, you will first go to our garden admission kiosk. That's where you're going to get a sticker to put on your shirt. You will also get our flyer, What's in Bloom, so you can see what flowers are in bloom the month you are visiting. And you will also get a visitor's guide. Both of these have maps, so you can find your way around the garden without getting lost. All right, now we're at the garden gate. Here is the real entrance to the garden. And we always have some umbrellas here because we have a lot of sunny and warm days here in Walnut Creek, and you can borrow an umbrella and have it for shade as you walk through our garden. So let's go inside. Here I'm sitting next to a patch of Aeoniums. It was an Aeonium that was the start of Ruth Bancroft's collection. She really loved Aeoniums and how geometrical they were. And you can see here that as they grow, they drop their leaves. So they get these very long, wiggly stem and really big heads. An Aeonium is not a cactus. It's a succulent. A succulent, that is a plant, any kind of plant, that can store water in its leaves, roots, or stem. I think Aeoniums has a lot of character, and especially with their wiggly stems, it almost looks like they are dancing, or with their big, like a satellite dish, almost trying to aim it towards the visitors to listen in on what we're saying. Here, we're standing next to two sculptures that look like totem poles. When you come here and look at the sculptures, you don't need to know who's done it or what the sculptures are called. Just come here and look at them and just experience them. What do they make you feel? Well, I think they make me feel kind of, I wonder. They sort of tell a story, I think. And if you look at the colors on these, you see all the browns and the dark colors here. They are kind of earthy colors, like prehistoric totem poles. We all like to create, and people have created ever since the dawn of time. Drawing on cave walls, making stone sculptures, all the time. And these sort of remind me of that kind of old art. And I think it's a story about a bird. And this could be an eye, I'm not sure. You will have to make up your own story about what this bird is doing and have experienced and why it deserves a place here as a totem pole. Here at the garden, plants come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And this guy is pretty big. I feel tiny compared to this plant. It's an agave. And if you look up, what you see is not a tree. That's the flower stalk. Makes you feel small like an ant when you look up. This is probably what an ant feels like when it's walking around, you know, between the grass, looking up at the flowers. This one's huge. This agave is probably 40 years old. It takes that long for some agaves to flower. And no, it's not a cactus. This is also a succulent because it stores water in its really thick leaves. I think you can see how thick the leaves are. So an agave wants to catch as much rain as possible. It has adapted its shape to be able to catch the rain when it falls. And what's happened is that the leaves on an agave they are stretching up. So when the rain comes, it collects all the rain within all the leaves it has and can lead that water down to its roots, where it can suck up the water and store it in the leaves for the dry summer. Pretty nifty. This is the classic cactus with lots of spines. The cactus needs the spines to protect the stem that is full of water. And since this cactus live in dry areas, there are many animals that want to drink some water. So it needs all of these spines to protect it. And do you see the pineapples over there on this one? See? It's not pineapples. That is actually a cactus fruit. So each of these used to be a flower. You can see one flower that is coming right there. And if the flower is pollinated, it starts to develop a fruit with the new seeds for more cactus inside. And humans don't eat these fruits. I don't think you should try. It's for animals. They should eat the fruits in order to spread the seeds. But I think you have to be a pretty brave animal to want to try to get one of those fruits and pass all the spines. The pond is a nice place to come and visit. It usually is always shady here. You can look at the koi fish in the pond. You can sit down. We have several chairs and tables around here where you can relax and you can listen to the birds. And then, of course, you can look at the frog. Now, I think he's pretty cute. And he is made of clay and lots of small pieces of broken tiles. This is a technique that's also really old. It's called mosaic. And the Romans, 2,000 years ago, were really fond of mosaics. They had entire walls and floors made out of mosaic. And this little guy here is full of these little pieces of porcelain and tiles. It probably takes a long time to make this frog and make him so pretty. They are different colors and different shades of green, just like the whole garden is different shades of green. And it's very green and lush here, even though we don't have grass. All right, this is one of my favorite sculptures here in the garden. This one really makes me happy. Look at him smile here. This is a cat. Can you believe it? It's a ceramic cat, and you see the line here and the line here. That's where the artist has put the cat together because the clay has to be fired in a kiln, and you can't fire a whole sculpture like this. This is impossible. So the artist has fired the cat in 3 parts. You have to be very good to do this. And then when the clay is fired, the artist has painted the cat and fired it again. I really like the strong colors on this cat, and it inspired me, and I hope it's going to inspire you, because I'm going to show you how you can make a cat. Not a cat like this, but a cat like that. Not as big, but colorful. And we're going to make our cats of empty juice bottles, some aluminum foil, paper, glue, and paint. So let's do that.